Hi guys. The heat wave is continuing outside, so it's been 5 days, so I thought I'd bring it into the studio and do a little moss art. I don't know about you, but I have probably at least 10-15 frames laying around that I'm not using, that I've been given over the years, but I don't have enough wall space for them. So I decided to make some moss art. I absolutely love moss. It's very natural. This is an inexpensive project. Like I said, the frame I've had laying around, I have actually 3 of these that are empty just behind a sofa being stored. Okay, so what you'll need for this project is some sheet moss. This is adhesive moss, but it doesn't have to be adhesive. You could just use the glue, or this is easy because it does have a backing and it does have adhesive already on it. Any kind of naturals. I have some bark here. You can go out, find some shedding trees in the woods. This was free. This is some birch that I found. Some snips, some dried flowers. You could put pine cones, leaves, pretty much anything you want. Make it your own. If you want to use it outside, you'll need some E6000 flexible, this clear transparent glue, and a glue gun, scissors. Okay, let's get started. So unfold your sheet moss, lay it on your frame. I don't even take out the backing. You can if you're going to put it outside so it doesn't get wet and soggy. And cut just using the inside as a guide of your frame. Then you can spin it around. And cut from the other direction. Try to get it as close to the edge as possible. Put this aside. Looks pretty good. You might need to even it out a bit. You can even put a green backing if you're worried about the backing showing. I'm not really that worried about it. I think I am going to trim this one edge up, and then I can easily fill that in with more moss, any bare edges. So don't worry too much. Okay, so that's about where I want it. So you would either put your glue on the back or you just peel it off. Center it inside your frame. Press it down. This is so quick. This is just the fastest yet. And then you can tease your moss a little bit using your fingers. And this will help also get it to stick to your glass. And you can do even more teasing with it as you finish up. Or like I said, you can even glue in pieces like that to cover any edges that are bothering you. I'm not too much of a perfectionist, so I kind of just tease it out. This looks really elegant. You can, people just leave it like that. It's a good conversation piece where you just have the moss look. You want to use preserved moss. If you don't, I've seen it mold, and you also have to keep it soaking wet or it dies. So the preserved moss has the same look, but doesn't require the maintenance, and also you won't have the mold bug issues that you will get with regular moss. I admire people who keep the living walls going, but I just know I'm not going to be that dedicated. So you could put bark on it if you'd like. You could just do dry flowers. Snip it to size. I think I want it about there. This is going to be an inside. Just get a little glue in there. Kind of position them where you want it. I want this to look like a little tree. And I'll add more glue as I go. You kind of have to take your time with it. Make sure it's as straight as you'd like it to be. I don't mind if it's a little wonky because that's kind of natural. If any glue shows, you can go back. I'll show you how to do that. And cover them with, I don't think my glue gun is quite hot enough at this point. I think that's the problem. So just stick some moss anywhere you can see glue. Don't worry too much about that at this stage. Probably easier to do it this way and then stick them on. It does tend to string up, so you have to pick it off. Put it on there a bit. And then you have a little blooming tree. Not sure if I want a lot of bark or a little bark. You can kind of just go with what you're thinking. No bark. You know, sometimes you start out and you think, oh, I'm going to want this or that. And really, I'm not sure I want the bark. So I'm going to do a little more at the top canopy to balance that out. I'm just putting the flattest upside down. And sometimes you do break some of the flowers doing this. You kind of lift it up and you can still use those little pieces down the road. So it's not all wasted. I'm kind of really liking the way this is looking and how simple it is. Just a simple little blooming tree. Look. Decide whether I want to fill in the canopy even more or just leave it that way. I'm going to lift it up and kind of look at it. Yeah, I think I need to fill it in just a little bit more. But you see how fast this is going. Maybe something like that. I'm the worst with getting these everywhere. Oh, I really like that. Okay. All right, I'm kind of the school of less is more. You want to keep it elegant looking. Sometimes we have a tendency to want to put way too much. You really want to allow the moss to shine. And like I said, you can kind of tease this more on your edges if you feel like too much of the way, or put a green piece of paper inside the frame. You can always go back and do that later. I'm going to look at it again, and you know what? I think that I really like that. All right, so what I'm going to do is, I'm not loving how that's coming together there, so I'm going to put some moss in there, and it kind of falls off, so you have these pieces as you're working that you can just add in wherever you see glue spots or it not looking too perfect, and you can press them down and hold on to it though as you pull those little glue threads away. And then anything that's hanging off, you can just snip with your snippers. And there you have it. I mean, it's that simple. Let me get, oops. Oh, that's right. That's fine. That's part of the, and there you have it. Instant art, natural art. If you're a gardener like me, you like some naturals around your house. It's kind of nice in the winter particularly. It reminds you of spring and getting back into your garden. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and make something that's all your own.